gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
LAPD has released images tonight of a South LA murder suspect. He is wanted in the stabbing death of a 70-year-old man. Now, the suspect was caught.
70-year-old man. You're going to stab a 70-year-old man. And I believe this man that this super gremlin stabbed was an Asian man, okay? Because his name is Dal Lee. So I'm assuming that that is an Asian man. So this would go down as a hate crime. I said hate crepe, like the little French pastry, but nah, a hate crime. All right. We need to start taking the stats for ourselves, honestly, because the FBI, they're slacking on the data from 2021. I'm not sure if they'll have the data for 2022, but I mean, super gremlins have to have taken the cake for hate crimes against anyone in general in the past few years.
On camera walking away from the scene, we're told. Deadly attack happened Thursday on South Main. Call LAPD's Central Bureau homicide detectives if you have any information.
And we're also following this breaking news for you out of Canoga Park this morning. 3 people have been shot at the scene this morning. Here's a live look on Loma Verde, just west of DeSoto and north of Victory.
It's going down, man. It's going down all in Cali. I definitely wanted to touch on Cali because, you know, we haven't been here in a while, but that doesn't mean that the super gremlins get off demon time. All right. They still active out here. This one, almost a mass shooting. They had one less of what they needed to classify this one as a mass shooting. And, you know, this is every day in the community.
Now, police have not told us the conditions of those 3 victims or if officers have made any arrests in this case. As soon as we get details, we'll bring them to you.
We're looking to take more steps to protect reproductive freedom. In anticipation of new abortion laws, the Women's Legislative Caucus announced a bill that would block other states from obtaining subpoenas for people who have abortions here in California.
So, guys, I definitely wanted to briefly go over this. There has been mass hysteria when it comes to the overturning of Roe v. Wade. And I did the breakdown of the origins of Planned Parenthood. You can go check that out on my live Tales from Margaret Sanger, Origins of Planned Parenthood and the Negro Project. All right. So guys, make sure you go and watch that and you will get a full briefing on the origins of Planned Parenthood, the origins of some of the feminist women that that basically piloted this entity, if you will. And you'll get a breakdown of how it has affected the community, all right, in ways that you will never imagine. So make sure you guys go and check that live out. But I'm going to let this shorty talk. She's going to give a testimony on when she had an abortion. So let's listen up.
East Bay Assembly member Mia Bonta said in many states the bans will affect women of color disproportionately. She shared her own choice made as a young college graduate.
Coming out of Yale with my very first job.
Okay. First off, you can tell that this woman is super selfish. You just graduated from Yale. You're eschewing for a job, right? A good job at that. You get pregnant, you loose with the goose, you getting passed around, you tossing it around, you're not using protection, you're not vetting the men that you're sleeping with, and you get pregnant. You know you coming into a good situation. You coming up on your first job and you abort the child because you put the career over your child, okay? And I it gets on my nerves that these women are acting as if it's some act of bravery to have an abortion. No, it's an act of cowardice. And I'm here to tell you now, guys, these super gremlins, and I'm here to tell you now, guys, these super single mother gremlins are on demon time.
I found out that I was pregnant, and I had to weigh all of the decisions that came with that reality. And I chose to get an abortion. I chose to own my body.
Own your body. Own your body. But what about the child's body that you aborted? Okay? You didn't allow that fetus to own its body. It's crazy, man. So that's what she says. I mean, you shouldn't have opened your legs if you were not ready for the consequences. Okay? You got to stand up. You got to stand tall. You got to stand 10 toes in it. Or wear protection. Okay? And don't give me that crap like, oh, well, condoms break. Yeah, you can feel when a condom breaks. And birth control is 99.9% effective. So if your birth control is not effective, then most likely you're not taking it every day at the same time.
California lawmakers are also working to provide money for women who may need to travel to California if abortions are banned in their states, Julie.
We'll send it.
And the taxpayers are going to be paying for that.
Today, LA County expected to double the reward for information leading to the person who killed a 4-year-old boy almost 6 years ago. Salvador Esparza III was shot and killed in Altadena back in 2016. The reward for information on his killer has gradually increased over the years, but with the reward set to expire later this month, the board expected to both extend and increase the offer to $50,000.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Medgar Evers, and it's a very tranquil scene compared to just a couple hours ago where a drive-by shooting
just took place. Excuse me, I'm getting live updates as we speak. I've just been updated to the amount of casualties from this drive-by shooting, and I'm getting reports that 2 people were actually declared deceased and 27 others were shot and injured, but are in stable condition. And although we must pray for the families of the fallen, we must also praise God for the aim of the super gremlin. If you want to know more about the victims of this crime, make sure you add BGZM News 17 on Patreon at www.patreon.com/blackgenzmindset. Also, don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and comment on the video to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this gun violence in the streets. For more hard-hitting news coverage from the community, by the community, I'm Janquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
And cut.
All right, dog. Let's get the out of here for these niggas come back.
Whoa. Yo. Ain't that nigga J?
Nah, that ain't me. That ain't me.
He just went live
That
with
ain't
that
me.
funky ass suit
That's
on.
that nigga. That's not me.
Hey, get that nigga.
Janquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia. Pray for me.
All right, guys. So I just wanted to give you a briefing on what's going down in the California area, Los Angeles area, and now to the moment you have all been waiting for. Oh man. So Meg the Stallion said that Tory Lanez shot her in the foot. I obviously did the breakdown of the live, and I was very neutral in that breakdown, saying I don't put it past them. Okay. I don't put it past any of these dudes, man, to do something like that. And I said, if he did do it, then he needs to be held accountable. But if she's lying about the situation, then she needs to be held accountable. And it appears that she is actually lying about the situation. So what we're going to do is we're going to break down this Los Angeles Police Department incident report. And it shows that Meg Thee Stallion did not have any gunshot wound particles in her foot. So let's get into it. My partner admonished Harris per LAPD form 150300. She responded, yes, 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 and yes. When asked if she wanted to talk about what happened, Harris said, I really want someone to represent me. Our investigation revealed that on 07/12/2020, all right, so that's July 12th, 2 years ago, at approximately 4:30 hours, a physical altercation between Harris and Pete occurred at 1841 North Nichols Canyon Road. So that is Meg Thee Stallion is Pete, and her friend Lexi, I believe, is Harris. An unknown suspect fired approximately 5 rounds. Smith, Peterson, Pete, and Harris entered the black Escalade and flee southbound on Nicholas Canyon Road. Based on Peterson's seating position and the position of the firearm, Peterson was the last person to have constructive possession of the firearm. So Peterson is Tory Lanez. Peterson Daystar was placed under arrest for violation of 25-400 PC, carrying concealed weapon in a vehicle. He was transported to Hollywood Station for booking and processing. Smith, Peterson, and Harris did not complain of pain or injuries. Pete was transported to Cedars-Sinai and was treated by Dr. Lafredo for lacerations to her left foot. Dr. Lafredo confirmed laceration due to stepping on glass. Okay? So no gunshot particles in her foot, just stepping on glass. And she did say that, or there have been accounts that she may have kicked the window out in the car. Okay? Because she was trying to get out of the car. All right? So that's that. There were 5 rounds that were fired. So the gun did go off, but who shot it? We don't know.
So I get out the car and it's like everything happens so fast. And all I hear is this man screaming. He said, dance. And he started shooting. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like he shot a couple of times. And I was so scared.
In the car shooting from the car, Megan?
He is standing up over the window shooting. And I didn't even want to move. I didn't want to move too quick, like, because I'm like, oh my God, if I take the wrong step, I don't know if he can shoot something that's like super important. I don't know if he could shoot me and kill me. Like,
were you afraid for your life at that time?
I was really scared because I had never been shot at before. And I looked down at my feet because I wasn't even, the adrenaline is pumping so hard. I'm not sure if he hit me. Like, I feel it, but I don't understand what's happening. So I look down at my feet and I'm like, oh my God, like I'm really bleeding.
Gang violence and other kind of violence. So it is what it is.
What's good, cyberspace? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video. All right, guys. So this one is going to be pretty wild. We're not going to be here too long, but I did want to show you guys what was going on in the Meg Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez case. It is pretty crazy, guys. A lot going on. And we just got reports that pretty much Tory Lanez DNA was not found on the weapon. And that is coming from the defense's quote unquote expert in DNA. And then from the prosecution's DNA expert, he says it's inconclusive that Tory Lanez DNA was on the weapon. So I just want to kind of give you guys an idea of what's going on here. As you can see, here's the trial update. Tory Lanez defense attorney has canceled their first expert witness. Mark Taylor is a DNA expert who just testified that Tory's DNA was not found on the firearm. However, they did find a woman's DNA on the on the gun. So this is in contrast to the prosecutor's DNA expert who testified earlier that Tory's DNA was inconclusive. Okay. Defense witness has conducted over 3,500 DNA tests, while the prosecutor's expert has done barely half that many DNA tests. Tory Lanez, hashtag Tory Lanez trial coverage. So to me, it's looking more and more like Kelsey shot Meg somehow, some way. Because let me just change the viewing. Because like, why was she given immunity and able to plead the fifth if she didn't do something wrong? If she was a victim in the situation, which is how they tried to paint it out to be, why was she given immunity? Okay. And you've got a lot of these chicks in the comments section who are keyboard lawyers, and they're saying that he did it. They condemned him off rip. We believed Meg, and it turns out that she was lying about a lot of things, especially about who she slept with. Okay. And, you know, I read a report on my other channel, Reclaim Your Throne, that her boyfriend, Party Fontaine, was not having it. Okay. He was not having it. He was not having it at all. He did not like the fact that she had this sexual history, and it's not so much the sexual history, but I guarantee that she lied to him. She lied to him. She told him that, nah, baby, what? I ain't fuck Tory Lanez. Like, she probably was laughing and all types of shit. Like, oh my God, why would I fuck him? He's so short. He's so little. But meanwhile, I'm telling you guys, you have to see who she lets clap the cheeks. That's going to tell you everything that you need to know. Because she might be joning on this dude in your face and saying, oh my God, he's so ugly. Like, do you know how many times I've been with a chick and she's like, oh my God, see, this dude's so ugly. Meanwhile, she ended up fucking this dude. I don't know why they do it. But Party, you know, he actually has real talent. He's a songwriter for a lot of these female artists. A lot of these female rappers, they're getting their verses from Party exclusively. Okay. Lotto, Meg, Cardi, you know, soon to be Glorilla, most likely. Okay. It's like that. Prosecutors have not rested their case, however, because of defense witness had a scheduling issue. Judge allowed them to call their expert witness early. Okay. So obviously that's a joke. Let's get into some of these comments though. And then we might have to go to Twitter too, because that's where the real shit is going to be at, like the opinions. Let me see if, okay, so the Meg Thee Stallion shit is trending. So people are saying they stand with Meg. There's a lot of support for Meg. A lot of people saying they ride with Meg and they don't give a damn. In these Instagram comments, let's get it. Oh, that's Dennis Byron. Okay, let me go to his Twitter real quick. I'm gonna duplicate that tab. Let's find old Dennis Byron. Dennis Byron. All right. Where's my guy? All right, here we go. My boy, Dennis Rob, or I was going to say Dennis Rodman. I don't know why the hell I said that. Dennis Byron. All right. So let's see what they're saying in the comments. It's giving how to get away with attempted murder. I don't know who to believe at this point. Well, rocks from side to side from the church hat on, or with the church hat on. Were there surveillance videos? This tea hotter than McDonald's lawsuit coffee. This is the coverage. Really, we gonna leave our everything that came out about Kelsey today. I'm convinced Tory cutting checks. They need to make a series like Trapped in the Closet. Is what people are saying. So the guy who really has all the info is, let's go to Buddy. This guy. There were a lot of things that were said. They actually played the initial recording of Kelsey's testimony to the cops. I mean, this guy's kind of going off on the whole the whole situation. I don't know if I can play all his videos, but he's doing pretty much a day by day on what's happening in court. Let me see. Let me pull this shit up real quick from this morning at least. So that was 8 hours ago. That was 10 hours ago. Okay, 1 day ago. All right. So let's get to it. I think his name is Mo Gangat or some shit. But he's definitely given a lot of insight.
Final day of the first week of the Tory Lanez trial. The prosecution is expected to put on witnesses. They're going to play a whole tape of Kelsey's recorded interview with the police. I'm not sure how significant that's going to be. Here are the witnesses who I think will be significant. Now, I expect the prosecution to call the only sort of completely partial outside witness to this incident, and that is the resident of the home near where the gunshots went off. That individual said he heard things. He said he saw the muzzle go off when the woman was near the gun. He said he saw what appeared to be two women fighting. If the prosecution...
Woo! So the witness even is saying that he saw two women fighting. He didn't see men. He didn't see Tory. I mean, that's a bombshell. From my opinion, there's way more than enough reasonable doubt to say that Tory Lanez is innocent, or at least not guilty. Because, I mean, the story goes they went to Kylie's party. Meg Thee Stallion got jealous because she saw Tory Lanez flirting with Kylie in the hot tub. So she leaves, and then her friend leaves to Kelsey, who are both fucking Tory, which Kelsey doesn't know that Meg is fucking Tory at this point. Meg says she left something. She returns to Kylie's house and then nuts up some more. And then Kylie says, okay, bitch, you got to get the fuck out. And then Tory also is kicked out as well along with her. So I think Tory was a little upset about that because he had a chance to fuck Kylie Jenner, and Meg Thee Stallion came back and cock-blocked, because it's like a lot of these chicks who say that they're independent, don't need no man. Like, why are you cock-blocking if, you know what I'm saying, if you don't care about men? But anyway, she cock-blocked, so Tory was like, fuck it. You know, he basically said something to the effect of, you know, Meg, you ain't gonna tell your friend Kelsey about, you know, what we've been on and shit like that. And it started a fight in the car. So that's pretty much where we're at with it.
Prosecution does not call this man as a witness, and they leave it to the defense to call him. That tells me a lot, that the prosecution is not putting on the truth. They're just putting on an extremely one-sided version of the story. I expect them to call him. The other witness that's very interesting is the police officer, Detective Stogner, the lead investigator in this case.
Guys, hit the Cash App, hit the PayPal. We are an officially demonetized channel. I repeat, we are an officially demonetized channel. Meanwhile, YouTube has murderers on their platform, and they're still monetized and have their channel still up with no community guideline strikes. I like this one. Prime VA says, you know, she couldn't handle him being with a white girl. Yeah, that definitely hit her hard. When Tory was getting chose by Kylie too. It wasn't like he was just pitching and you know, she wasn't hitting. No, she was hitting. She was hitting. and he was pulling her. And Meg saw the progression, and she understood how good with women Tory was, because he was smashing Kelsey too. So she's like, oh, wow. I mean, objectively, Kelsey is more beautiful than Meg, just because of her facial symmetry. I mean, she's pretty, but objectively speaking, the facial symmetry on Kelsey is immaculate. Her nose is a lot thinner than Meg's as well. And I'm just speaking objectively, not saying that Meg is ugly. I think she's attractive. Got a banging body, probably needs to hit the gym. But other than that, but yeah, that's how this shit is going. She couldn't handle Tory Lanez macking on a white chick and pulling all day like Steph Curry from the three.
The prosecution is not calling him to testify because they're saying that he's on administrative leave. The defense is saying, wait a second, he's not on administrative leave. First, you told me he's getting terminated. Now you're telling me he's on administrative leave. The defense is obviously building the case that this was a shoddy investigation, that we need to know about why this guy's not available, not testifying, why he was either fired or on administrative leave. Who is this guy and what did he do in this case? But let me tell you who I think the most important witness is. Oh, no, wait. Why don't you go to my subs where I just did a video, IG subscriptions, telling you exactly who I think the most important witness left is.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good cliffhanger. He's trying to get you through the paywall. Hey, smart guy. I respect it. Smart guy. I respect it. Let's keep going.
Here's the thing with Gunner. Look, the internet, you're right about something, but you don't understand it all.
Okay, so he's talking about the Gunner shit. We did that already. I mean, at the end of the day, technically Gunna snitched, but I'm sure he was given the okay. This is how I'll put it. I think that this is all a master plan because Young Thug just got some evidence thrown out of his case that's inadmissible. I think that Gunna is pretty much gonna have to be the workhorse, and he is gonna admit to, there's two incidences that he was involved with. And I think pretty much Thug is just going to take those charges for him in the hopes of getting all his other charges dismissed, because he already got some shit thrown out that's inadmissible from the illegal search and seizure of his house when they basically presented a warrant. And it's basically fruit from the forbidden tree, right? Where there was some evidence that the police collected, I think, weapons and drugs and shit from his home that were illegally obtained. So I think they kind of like just walked in and shit. I don't fucking know. But it's something to that effect, and he got that shit thrown out. So honestly, I think that Young Thug is actually going to beat his cases. There are actually clips. Of him telling us why he beats all his cases. So I'll probably have to show that later.
All right, Friday morning session in the books at the Tory Lanez trial. Prosecutors played the recording from their interview with Kelsey back in September 2022. A lot of the jurors had heard a lot of that stuff before, but now they heard it on audio played on the courtroom speaker. Kelsey told the story. She gave a lot of details. When you do a direct examination, you maybe don't go over all the details. When you sit down with police and they do your initial interview, they go over every single detail, and every single detail is on the recording. We got a lot of gossipy details, including that Odell Beckham Jr. was there at the party that night. Kylie Jenner at the front had up to 6 security guards checking people. A lot more. You can go my IG subscriptions. I give you all the gossip details. Let's get to the key part of the recording, and that's where Kelsey implicates Tory in the shooting and also makes statements about Tory putting out the idea that Kelsey denies taking any money, but she did acknowledge during the recorded testimony that statements were made to her that she could be paid. This was way back in 2020. As to the shooting, Kelsey said what prosecutors told the jury that she had told them before, which is that Tory was the shooter. They both got out of the car. Tory hopped into the front seat. He pulled a gun. He shot Megan. All right, Friday morning session in the book.
All right, so you heard it there. They're basically playing the initial testimony of Kelsey.
All right, subscriber-only content. So I'll give you some of the gossipy details. You saw my main post that there was Odell Beckham Jr. at the party. The other people at the party, it was Kylie Jenner, one of her male friends, one of her girlfriends, Corey. All right, subscriber-only content. So I'll give you some of the
Okay. So he's doing the subscriber only shit as well. Let's break down the last one.
Week one has come to a close. We heard the rest of Kelsey Harris's recorded interview with the district attorney and their investigator. Let me catch you up on everything that went on. Two ways you can look at this recording. One, it's her honest account of what happened. She sounds confident. She sounds poised. She's telling you every single thing in sequence. Two, you can look at it as somebody who's giving rehearsed statements to police because she's guilty of crimes and doesn't want to tell the truth, and she's got her lawyers on the line and 2.5 years to prepare. So she spins a nice little story that makes her and Meg look good. I don't know. You be the judge. In her recorded testimony, she tells the whole story of what happened. We go to this gathering at Kylie Jenner's house. Apparently, when you go to a gathering at Kylie Jenner's house, it can be pretty cool. There's lots of security, as many as 6 when you pull up. OBJ is there. It's like a hotel. You get your own room to check into. Quite fan. The whole issue of Kylie and Tory and Meg getting jealous and them trying to pull Meg out, and then they leave, and then they come back because Meg said she forgot her, and then Kylie come out, and now we're in the car. Tory's saying stuff like, hey, Meg, why don't you tell your friend what's so funny, referring to the fact that Meg backdoored Kelsey by hooking up with Tory. And then they're like,
that's the part I was talking about.
Whatever, you this, you're that. She's making fun of his career. You're only relevant because you were on a Jack Harlow feature. He's popping shit like, yo, I'm from Canada. Car. They both get out of the car. She sees Tory hop from the back to the front. He's got a gun, and he points it, and he shoots at Megan. That's the recorded statement. Does that add up and mesh with everything else? Well, how did the jewelry fall? How did the necklace get on the floor? She says, well, that's Tory physically assaulting me, and that's how all that happened. As far as her and Meg getting into an altercation, no mention to the police on the recorded interview. Was there a police officer or a detective from the LAPD at that interview treating it like she might be a suspect or hostile? Absolutely not. If you ask me, I don't think Tory was the only aggressor putting hands on people. That's what I get if you ask me, when you look at the very different stories that everybody's telling and the part that the two.
Honestly, Tory might have been the mediator. He might have been the one trying to break everybody up. Okay. So honestly, I really do think that Kelsey had the firearm at least, and maybe even tried to clap Meg.
Two females don't want to talk about. Remember the physical statures of the people involved. The idea that only men can physically assault women is a common misconception and not at all accurate. That's the shooting. Then they all get back in the car. They're driving. Kelsey texts my security. She texts the security. That's the text. Tory shot Meg. 911. Is that a real text? Is that a cover? And then the rest was all of the aftermath, that when they get released, that there were indications made to her from Tory's team that they would invest in her business, or that they'd be willing to talk to her about giving her money. Whether any of that was a bribe or was taken, Kelsey denied. And then what happened afterwards in terms of her communications with other people post the incident? She said that she basically never has talked to Meg. They had one conversation. Meg and her team were lying to her and saying that, hey, I'm really badly injured. I'm going to be out of commission for probably at least a year. There's nothing for you to do here. You need to get out of LA. And they basically shoot her away and sent her on to Houston, and she hasn't heard from her since. The recording ends with the prosecutors asking that, hey, are you just saying all this to get back into Meg's good graces? And she says, no, I'm saying all this to relieve myself of the burden of this. I just want to move on from. On cross-examination, the defense highlighted a couple key facts about this interview. One, there was no police presence, nobody investigating or asking Kelsey hard questions. Two, there was no grant of immunity to Kelsey at that time. So if she did have stuff to hide her own criminality, she would not have been immune from making statements, and so she had an incentive to lie. Three, they had asked her during the interview about certain text messages that might be relevant to the investigation, but there was no follow-up. They never went back and said, hey, can we get those text messages? And four, the idea that her lawyers were on the line and that this is rehearsed, prepared testimony that she had a lot of time to get ready for and give. Like I said, ultimately, what do you make of that recording? Well, you're going to listen to all the evidence in this trial. Trial continues next week, and then you're going to make your decision on who's lying, who's telling the truth. How did those bullet fragments get into Meg Thee Stallion's foot? And is Tory Lanez guilty or not guilty? Find out all that and more next week. For exclusive, additional, interesting tidbits, check out the subscription here on the main page. You will see posts about the DNA expert and the ballistics expert who testified today. But you're going to have to wait for that because I got to get some dinner. Week one has come to.
Hey man, I like this guy. Yeah. Go to his subscriber only, guys. You know, check out his shit. Super dope guy. Seemingly, I don't know him personally, but seems very, very genuine. Inquisitive. So I'm rocking with him. So guys, here's the thing. The DNA is inconclusive, okay, on Tory, but there was definitely female DNA on the weapon. So that's a fact. So one of them hoes had the firearm in their hands as well. This was initially one of the women who supported Meg Thee Stallion, Cardi B. So listen up. She's known for drugging and robbing men, maybe even setting some men up to get deleted. Who knows what she did in these streets as a stripper, Tatiana. But here is her account in defense of Meg initially when this all went down.
And this week should have been a happy ass week. Happy ass week. Mind you, she don't have a mom. She don't have a dad. She don't got nobody to cry to. This should be the happiest week. And instead, people are fucking harassing her and calling her a liar. Why would somebody lie about getting shot? Why?
Possibly to further her career, you know, to get her music more popping. I mean, is it far-fetched to say that, hey, after rappers get shot and they come back, they have more popping music? No, I don't think that's far-fetched to say at all. See, that's the reality of the situation. She's saying, oh, why would somebody lie about getting shot? Well, why would you drug a man and then rob him? You piece of shit. Huh? Like, do you understand how your question doesn't make any fucking sense compared to what you do as a person? Like, dude, it's crazy.
Why? You think a helicopter will be coming out at 1 a.m., whatever the fuck time it was in LA? First of all, in LA, niggas ain't fucking coming out if they just arguing in a car. They will come out if they hear some gunshots.
And there were 5 shots. And Meg is saying that Tory shot her and said, dance, bitch, dance.
You think a helicopter will come out? That shit is sad, bro. They harassed her until she fucking had to speak.
What? They harassed her? Bitch, you got to tell the side of the story if you want justice. See, this is what's wrong with the community. One of the things that Meg said when she initially was called to the stand is like, I don't even see why I have to do this. I can't believe I have to even do this. Like, bitch, what? If you want justice, you better testify. Point blank. Point blank. I don't get this concept of, oh, I don't even know why I have to do this. Like, this is dumb for me to even do. Like, what? So we're getting updates. This is the brother, I think. I don't know his name. This might be the same Dennis Byron guy. Let me see. Does he look like the same nigga? Yeah, he kind of does. Yeah, I think it might be him.
There was multiple DNA on the gun. There were the position in the car of who sat where, and what happened in that car is varying from the prosecution standpoint as well as from the defensive standpoint. So one thing I didn't know until today was that there will be testimony to talk about Megan getting out of the car the first time, which
this nigga kind of talk a lot slower than Mo here, but
happened on Sunset Boulevard, where she was just in a bathing suit, and Tory had to convince her to get back in the car because there was obviously some kind of argument taking place. So there's different. This case has too many questionable possibilities. So this is not a clear case by no stretch of the imagination. Yep. And we just have to see what, even when Kelsey testifies, if the defense is contentious that she fired the gun, it would make sense to for her to testify on behalf of Megan, if we believe the defense's position.
But my thing is, why in the hell would Kelsey be given immunity if she didn't do some shit? Like, what does she need immunity for? If she didn't break any laws during that interaction, I mean, she could have easily said, yeah, me and Meg fought. She said, oh, we bumped shoulders. But the witness says they were full out catfighting.
So Tory, we don't know if Tory's going to testify, but there are witnesses that will testify that they did in fact hear a fight or argument take place. Corey Gamble is on the witness list, and one of Megan's security will be on the witness list. And I don't know if I want to give you the names just yet.
And how does the security guard not know exactly what happened either?
Hold on, stand by. Don Kelly will come in to testify that for the defense that Kelsey was the one who held the gun. Why did Kelsey hold the gun?
Yeah. Why would she be holding the gun? Unless she was the last person to have it. I don't know what happened, but I'm just saying there's not enough beyond a reasonable doubt to convict him and say that he's guilty.
Why was Kelsey holding the gun? Interesting turn of events.
Yeah, so that is definitely interesting indeed. Says the expert witness from the defense literally said Tory's DNA was confirmed to not be on the gun and a woman's DNA was on it. You are clearly in Rock Nation's pocket.
There was multiple DNA.
So I think he was responding to Megan Cuniff, who is a woman whose tweets have been cited the whole time throughout the whole trial. And she's very, very biased toward Tory being the shooter. She believes all women, and she believes that Tory shot Meg. We are done for the day after hearing from DNA expert who says Tory's DNA was not on the gun magazine. It can't be concluded that his DNA wasn't on the gun, but it can't be said that it was either. So actually, that is false. His DNA was concluded not to be on the magazine and inconclusive on the gun as is in itself by different examiners, but the less experienced examiner said inconclusive, and the more experienced examiners said that his DNA was not found on the gun or the magazine. And if he did fire the weapon 5 times himself, then it would be odd that his DNA was not on the weapon. So unless they got some bleach or some alcohol and wiped that hoe down, then I don't see him being the shooter. Let's see. So everybody is let's see. So people are like responding to individuals. They say Tory Lanez team chose a slut shaming Meg is a hoe angle because they know precisely how black men would react to that info. Dude, what the fuck does black men, and it doesn't matter in the courtroom. It's about the jury. What do they mean? Oh, they would know how black men, bro. It doesn't matter about how black men would react to it. It matters about what the jury thinks. And the jury is probably scratching their head and confused as fuck right now. Like, why did he have to try and make it be some like racing? And so obviously he's for Meg. He believes all women. And predictably, here we are discussing that like that has any relevance to the case whatsoever. He says also a couple of things. This tweet is more about how public opinion is being weaponized against Megan, which will surely impact her life outside the trial, regardless of actual verdict. jurors are regular as humans. They can also be misogynistic and have personal bias. But the thing is, the jury is vetted in order to not have bias and just look at the facts as best that they can. So if a juror was biased and quote unquote misogynistic, then they would have been excused. Just like there was somebody who said, "Ooh, I love Tory Lanez. I can't do this because I love Tory Lanez." They were dismissed. And I'm sure there were Megan stans on the other end who were dismissed as well. See, a lot of these guys are, and I'm not a lawyer by any stretch of the means, but a lot of these guys are like trying to tweet like they're lawyers or some shit. And it's just like, bro, you're not a lawyer. And if they felt like any of the jurors had any bias, does he even know, who's on the jury and how many men and how many women are on the jury? Because if I had to guess, I would probably say there are more women on the jury than men. Just because I know a lot of niggas, especially black men, there's a lot of niggas who literally will skip jury duty, even though you're supposed to do that shit. So yeah, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. So he's obviously for Meg. Let's watch this video by Mo as well.
They said, did the harassment come from the prosecution? She said yes.
That's the number one thing. The highlight of my day today, they established that there's no DNA tying Tory to the gun. They asked the expert, hey, if somebody shoots a gun 5 times, would you?
There's no DNA tying Tory to the gun. I believe him over some Twitter finger warrior. No DNA at all. And then like the feminist chick who's like trying to defend Meg, she's trying to say, oh, no DNA on the magazine. There's no DNA at all, or at least it's inconclusive. And that's coming from the prosecutor's DNA examiner. From the defense's DNA examiner, who is a lot more tenured and a lot more experienced, he says that there was no DNA evidence that Tory on the gun, and that there was no DNA evidence of Tory found on the gun, and if he fired it 5 times, it would be highly unlikely that Tory wouldn't have left DNA on the weapon. Now we do have the gunshot residue that was left on Tory and Kelsey's hands, so there's that as well.
Do you expect to find that person's DNA? Expert said, yeah, not found here. The highlight of my week, easily, Kelsey taking the 5th and then testifying that I can't testify truthfully because I don't want to incriminate myself. Yikes.
Yeah, so it really is looking like Kelsey really may have been the one who fired those shots. And then she dropped a diss track too, where she was saying she was a shooter. But I did want to go back to this Young Thug thing just really quickly, just to let you guys know that Young Thug really might get off. And I'm going to tell you why. Just listen up, and this will tell you exactly why Young Thug he has a high likelihood to beat his case, or at least get a, be able to plea out and get a small amount of time.
I'm a Mason. I beat all my cases.
You heard what he said. He said, I am a Mason. I beat all my cases. Run it back.
I'm a Mason. I beat all my cases.
So back in the day, nigga had one of these type three for real.
So he's putting on a chain that obviously has Masonic symbolism. All-seeing eye on the pyramid. Yeah, so there you have it. And then there's more evidence that Young Thug is actually a Freemason. From what I'm seeing, if I had to guess, he is a Prince Hall Freemason. That's just from my guess. But more evidence that Young Thug is indeed a Mason. He really might beat this shit. You know? Secret societies, baby. It's wild. As you can see, Masonic ties. It is what it is. I ain't trying to offend none of the Freemasons in this bitch. Shout out to y'all niggas, but I'm just saying it is what it is. This is the game that we're playing. This is the game that we're playing. So I wouldn't be surprised if he beats his case. His lawyer is fucking tremendous. I mean, he's making the state prosecutors look like damn fools. And a lot of these a lot of the prosecutors are sisters in Fulton County. And man, if y'all have been watching the Young Thug trial, these sisters is getting destroyed by this Juice Crew lawyer that Young Thug done hired. Getting destroyed, obliterated. He done already got evidence thrown out. I mean, it's crazy. They say now Tory paying people off when the DNA expert said that his DNA wasn't on the gun. So she's saying that Tory's paying people off. I mean, you can audit the expert, but I don't think it's going that far. Damaging day, but today we found out Tory's DNA was inconclusive on the gun. Nice propaganda. And he's replying to Rolling Stone. It says, in a damaging day for Tory Lanez defense at his felony assault trial, jurors heard audio from an interview that Meg Thee Stallion's former friend gave to prosecutor last year, in which she vividly recalled the shooting. Okay. So as you can see, Kelsey is one of the witnesses that they're relying on, and they're relying on her initial testimony that he is indeed the shooter. And she could have been coached, like Mo said. She could have been coached. So this is actually video. Is video of Tory Lanez leaving with his child. So that's him leaving court. They said, LMFAO, I feel like Tory walking out of court with a big smile. Nancy, so how did it feel to hear that expert witness say Tory's DNA was not on the gun not on the gun? Passes you the mic. And this brother says, said this at the beginning, and most people who were Meg Thee Stallion lovers try to discredit me. How is this case looking now? You hot girls, let your love for Meg blind your judgment. Tory Lanez DNA was not on the gun magazine. A woman's DNA, however, was present. Absolutely. I mean, that in and of itself is huge. And let's see, Meg Thee Stallion versus Tory Lanez just got real spicy and complicated. Tory right now seeming more innocent. Did Megan ex-friend really grab the gun is the big question. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, women are definitely deleting people in this day and age. I mean, that's just the reality. Guys, hit the Cash App, hit the PayPal. Show some love, but women are absolutely deleting people in this day and age. I mean, I've done plenty of stories. I showed you guys the story where the video is called Black Women Are the Most Educated but the Most Evicted. And we broke down how this sister actually dismembered her landlord. So there are a lot of issues going on with our sisters here, and they're going through a lot of emotional trauma, allegedly. And this is displaying itself in violent behavior. Even when we talk about the Linda Fricky situation, it wasn't just young boys who were robbing her and helped dismember her body. It was a couple young women as well who threw punches at a 74-year-old woman and dragged her body through the streets of New Orleans. So yeah, the DNA expert is Mark Taylor. Let's see. Mark Taylor, DNA expert. Just want to kind of look him up. Mark Scott Taylor, forensic science. So let's just see if he's legit. Mark Scott Taylor, technical associate, Inc., forensic science consultation and laboratory testing. So there you have it. Y'all can send him an email. I guess this is his website or the company he works for or the research firm. I don't know. Let's see if we can get a picture though. He's got a... Oh, okay. I got some more information on his background. Here we go. It looks like he actually won some type of award. Formal education, Bachelor of Science, Zoology, California State Polytech University, Pomona. Graduate research, and that was 1972. Graduate research, cellular biology, California State Polytech University, Pomona, and that was 71 to 73. So he's been doing this shit for a long time. He's been doing this shit for a long time. Occupational history, from 1980 to the present, president, lab doctor or lab director, DNA technical lead, technical manager and principal, consultant, forensic science and criminalist, technical associate. So not only does he have experience with DNA, but also, you know, within the context of a criminal situation. August 1973 to January 1978, forensic laboratory analyst, criminalist, research, Los Angeles County Department of Chief Medical Examiner, coroner, teaching projects, courtroom presentation, DNA analysis, evidence, small group instruction for the Ventura County Crime Laboratory DNA section, October 1999. He's been doing this shit for a long time, guys. Advanced criminalist, forensic DNA analysis, RFLP and PCR technologies instructor, lecture in lab, California State University at Los Angeles, spring quarter 1995 course lecture covered the full range of DNA analysis as performed in forensic science at this time. So he's been teaching courses on this and teaching young adults in this STEM field. The lab covered collection of evidence, DNA extraction, quantitation, PCR amplification, and typing, interpretation, and report writing, scanning electron microscopy, energy dispersive X-ray analysis, clinical instructor, American Society of Clinical Pathologists, October 1975. I mean, he's fucking legit, bro. This guy's the real deal. So if he says there's no DNA evidence of Tory Lanez on the gun, I believe it. So, I mean, you know, and he says it's the fact that there's no DNA, it's not indicative of a man who shot a weapon 5 times. That's crazy. That's crazy. Professional organizations. Well, did we read the certifications in DNA technical leader? Yeah, we did that. Professional organizations, member of Ventura County Biotechnology Institute, member of California Association of Criminalists DNA Study Group, charter member, Human Identity Trade Association, executive vice president, American Institute of Forensic Science, founding member of American Institute of Forensic Science. So he's finding organizations within the forensic science community. Member of an American Academy of Forensic Sciences, member of CAC, member Serology Study Group, member of California Society for Electron Microscopy. Look, bruh, if that nigga said there ain't no gun residue, hey, I believe him. This guy knows his fucking shit. He knows his shit. I mean, you do a little research on these guys, man. It's going to tell you exactly. So from my opinion, I just don't think that Tory Lanez is going to be found guilty. There's no way. And there's actually been rumor that Rock Nation and the labels are actually upset because Tory Lanez wants to stay independent and doesn't want to sign. And I can definitely see that, because these music industries have control of these courtrooms. They have control of a lot of lawyers. They have control of a lot of resources. And if you don't want to sign to them, if you don't want to sign your rights over and sell your soul to the music labels, then they very well may come for you, especially if you're sticking the middle finger in their face. So this is very interesting. But as far as Mark Scott Taylor, 100% undeniably credible. Like, there's literally, I mean, he's put in his 10,000 hours. He's put in more than that. I mean, he's looked at over 3,000 cases from my understanding. This guy knows his stuff. This guy is the real deal. There's no questioning that. And shout out to him, okay? Because I can respect the guy who's you know, doing this type of work, making sure that the criminals are not getting off scot-free. But yeah, this guy definitely is legit. Let me see. I tried to go to his LinkedIn trying to find a picture, but can't really find a picture. No. Let me see. Yeah, no, I can't find a picture. He got multiple LinkedIns, but anyways, yeah, he's legit, bro. He's legit. He's legit. Something happened on that night. 5 shots were fired. I don't think Tory fired the shots, honestly. They say y'all read Tory Lanez's DNA was not found on the gun and went with that, not even reading the whole thing with it being inconclusive. Yeah, that was the prosecutor's expert that said it was inconclusive, not the one that we trust, which is Mark Taylor. So, I mean, and if it's inconclusive, but there's 100% evidence that DNA was found, or a female DNA was found on the weapon, even if we want to go with that route, say, oh, it was inconclusive. No. Even if we want to go with that route, the fact that there's female DNA on it is questioning. Trial update. Mark Taylor, a DNA expert, just testified that Tory's DNA was not found on the firearm. However, they did find a woman's DNA on the gun. Yep. And then they said the defense asked the DNA expert if Tory shot the gun 5 times, would the DNA test be inconclusive? He said, no, I would expect it to be conclusive. And also a female's DNA is on it as well. It's over. Yeah. It's not his gun. He would have loaded it. The magazine was confirmed to be negative for Tory. The expert DNA witness also said if Tory fired the gun 5 times, it would have been conclusive. Instead, they found a woman's DNA on it, which is confirmed. Wow. And that is why Kelsey was given immunity, because she's the one who shot Meg, and her testimony was initially supposed to be damning towards Tory, but she obviously, broke ties with Meg, and they hadn't talked for the longest. 2 women fighting over a man. They were beefing, and they just took it too far. Thank goodness that nobody's life was taken. But at the end of the day, that's why I think that Kelsey was given immunity, because she's the one who has all the incriminating evidence pointing at her. They say, why they saying they found a woman's DNA on the gun instead of Tory's, and then they put Nicki Minaj. That's cute. So Tory's DNA wasn't found on the gun, and on top of that, the witness that saw the muzzle go off closer to a woman is testifying next week. Y'all still gonna stick with Tory shot her, or y'all ready to say y'all was wrong now? Yeah, and this is a woman. So, yeah, man. Yeah, man. I mean, this is a bombshell. This is a bombshell, guys. Tory's DNA not being on the gun magazine, but instead that of a woman is the plot twist I wasn't expecting. It's not just the magazine. It's the full gun, bro. It's the full gun. It's the full gun. My guy, Mark Scott Taylor, testified to it. So she's saying, when y'all understand gun versus gun magazine, we will heal. Obviously, she's not understanding what's going on. She tries to quote Megan Cuniff, who's obviously biased. Y'all was so sure he was going to say Tory DNA wasn't on the gun. He said he can't confirm or deny it being on the gun, which is odd for the defense to present as an expert witness. Did he or did he not test the gun? Obviously, he tested the gun and found that the evidence was not there. So let's see. So Megan Thee Stallion knew that her best friend Kelsey shot at her, but agreed to Rock Nation, destroying Tory Lanez career and freedom. Gunshot residue tested positive for Kelsey on the handgun, but inconclusive for Tory, with zero DNA evidence of him handing the gun. So I guess this is what they're actually. Let's see. Let's listen up.
And it gets crazier. We are on a 15-minute break. Got to get back into the courtroom very quickly. I sat at 12 o'clock directly in Kelsey's line of vision. I watched her testify. I watched her deny that Tory threatened to shoot her. I watched her confess that she lied to the police when she said that. The reason why she was lying to the police, the investigators, is because she wanted to protect herself. OMG. The
reason she lied to investigators because she wanted to protect herself. So the reason she pinned it on Tory, pinned it on Tory is because she is the one who is guilty. That's what it sounds like.
The rest of the testimony that we just saw in the after lunch session was a prosecutor holding on for dear life to a recording between her, a police investigator, and another LA County prosecutor, and Kelsey, and just replaying that recording and saying, Kelsey, didn't you say this? And Kelsey saying, I did. Kelsey, is that true? And Kelsey saying, no, I lied. Did the LA County prosecutors give Kelsey immunity? I think so. They did, didn't they? That's what I reported this morning. That's what I saw in this courtroom. Does Kelsey sound like a believable witness? No.
And that's the issue. Kelsey just doesn't seem believable. She's got immunity. She's invoking her Fifth Amendment. It's like, it's ridiculous.
Is Tory Lanez accusing her of being the shooter? Yes. I'll tell you something. That jury, most of them, it looked like they had their mind made up. I don't know which way, but they saw that person say that I lied about all that to protect myself. They're going to hear that there was gunshot residue on her.
Yeah, man. So my question is, why the fuck are they giving her immunity if she's the one who shot Meg? And where did the dance bitch dance come from? Where did that narrative come from? So here you have it. This is the spark notes on Kelsey's tape that was played in court. She says Tory Lanez shot Meg Thee Stallion. Says Tory physically assaulted her by pulling and dragging on her hair. Says there was a convo with Lanez about money, but never explicit bribe offer. And I know that it's man versus woman, but at the end of the day, Tory Lanez is not a big guy. So him handling two women at the same time is kind of, and I know Meg fights men too. She's a big bitch. So there's no way she hadn't gotten fights with men. So I don't know. It's just hard to believe that he handled both of them at the same time with a firearm in his hand as well. Like was dragging and had the firearm. That's crazy. There's probably 15 to 20 minutes left to play in the afternoon session. Also of note, Kelsey seems to paint the argument in the car between Lanez and Megan as much more about their careers than about who slept with who, which has come up a lot at trial. On the tape, Kelsey also vented for her frustrations that Megan didn't protect her in her initial press statements and left her thrown to the wolves. Rumors that she was the person who shot Meg. But the main point is the tape is Kelsey being very clear and direct on what she saw that night and who shot who, as opposed to her litany of I don't remembers on the stand this week. I'm going to have a longer, I guess he was going to tweet more. So Kelsey initially testified or gave statements that Tory shot Meg. Okay. It is looking like maybe she shot Meg, but I just don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But if there's, why would she grab the gun after Tory shot it? That's my question. Why would her evidence be on it? Okay. So everybody's giving their take. Oh, it's inconclusive or this or that. It is what it is. And there goes my shit at the bottom. You see how they put my shit at the bottom? See how they put my shit at the bottom? Y'all said I was crazy when I said Tory Lanez was innocent. Now Kelsey's DNA was found on the gun and not Tory's. Y'all must feel stupid. Yeah, I mean that really does. That really does seem crazy. Look at this meme though. They turned her to Jussie. Megan Smollett. Megan Smollett. Let's see. Yeah. This guy corrects James Quealy as well, because James Quealy he looks like these two look like they're both agents. Nancy Dillon and James Quealy. It seems like they're like label agents or maybe like feminist agents or some shit where they're trying to paint it in a more favorable light to Megan telling the truth, and her shit's just not lining up. Actually, police, and he's correcting them. Actually, police say that no DNA of Tory on the gun mag, and police didn't run DNA or fingerprints on Kelsey. So LAPD effed up big time, which helped Tory case, and Meg got shot or got caught in 3 lies today. Yeah. Let's see. They're saying all of the Protect Black Women activists and Megan supporters quiet after finding out Tory's DNA wasn't found on the weapon. Apologize to that man. Whole time Tory DNA ain't even on the gun. Wow. So Megan was so drunk she didn't even know what happened and blamed it on Tory. Playing with his life, effing on her friend. N-word. I wouldn't trust a bee like that around my dogs. Canceled. Even though they're not going to cancel her. So they're going hard on Twitter. So yeah, people are waking up to this. Okay. And then this sister, she says, them saying they couldn't tell if his DNA on the gun, and y'all saying that means he didn't shoot her. Let me know y'all are understanding or underestimating Tory, because I don't know one person that illegally fires a weapon and not clean that MF off. That could be the case, but then you would have to beg the question, why was a woman's DNA on it? And if they test that DNA, it's probably going to line up with Kelsey's. So it still doesn't answer the question why Kelsey's DNA was on the firearm. That means that she was in possession of the firearm, or you can, presume or conclude that she potentially could have been in possession of the firearm. A lot going on here, guys. A lot going on here, but it looks like Tory Lanez is probably going to beat this one. And I would say that Tory Lanez and Young Thug might have a good chance of beating this one. Let's see. There's an update an hour ago. Let me see, with Young Thug's situation. Let's see, guys. I'll drop the stream too if y'all want to give your take. Ooh, I had to pop my neck. All right, Richard Fawcett says, hi from Fulton County Court. Update on YSL case. After Gunner, rapper Slime Life Shawty, a.k.a. Wani Lee, is in court today pleading guilty to a racketeering charge. Admits that YSL is a gang. Will get 1 year commuted to time served. Should be out of jail soon after 9 months. Mr. Lee also says, yes, ma'am, when asked if gang life destroys the life of the youth. Warns him to not go to the strip club after 10 p.m. The curfew is presumably for the 9 years he is on probation. Damn. So he can't go to the strip club after 10 p.m. Wow, that's crazy. So this nigga can't get no cheeks after 10 p.m. He on a booty curfew. Hey, shit, you better get them bitches to come home with you, bruh. You better get them hoes to come home with you. Because that's crazy. That is crazy. Ooh. So yeah. That's pretty much it. I mean, I don't know what else to say here. I don't know what else to say here. Let's see. If any of y'all want to join, yeah. I mean, I got about 5 minutes where you can join, and if not, then I'm gonna call this one. But I definitely think that Tory is moving sloppy out here. He needs to get his shit together. This isn't the first charge that he got. He got a weapons charge as well. Had a weapons charge before. I think he got caught up in Canada with a whole bunch of guns. So he's basically trying to do that thug dizzle. What's good, Day? What's good, Day?
Nothing much. What's happening with you?
Shit, man. What you think about the Tory Lanez situation and his DNA not being found on the firearm?
Okay, that's just news to me. I was just watching what you were saying earlier. I think you're right. I think I do believe that her friend did it, and I think that he'll probably get found innocent. I mean, not guilty. And I think that when this is all said and done, I think that he needs to probably possibly sue Megan Thee Stallion and her team and probably Los Angeles County for wrongful arrest and with defamation of character. And I think that LA County needs to probably press charges against Megan Thee Stallion for lying.
Yeah. I mean, it's looking like it's a bunch of cap. A lot of people are upset, including men. This guy says the weirdest thing to me surrounding the Tory Lanez trial is that somehow he gained this diehard cult-like following. He was never a superstar before this. A couple good songs and features. Why all of a sudden these folks are diehard fans now? I don't agree with that, though. He definitely had a lot of star power. Definitely had a lot of star power
I think what
before.
they mean by that is he was only known in certain circles, but ever since that he's become more mainstream, which I think I knew who he was. Obviously people know who Tory Lanez is, but
I mean, he's super talented.
Yeah, he definitely is. I like his music. I'm not super super on him like that. But
Yeah.
I definitely believe that this incident people I think basically what he's trying to say is that because of this incident, people are gonna look at him like Andrew Tate, which I don't think that's true, but I do think that because of this situation, I think people may be more inclined to not believe women as much and more so look at the facts rather as opposed to just being like, you're a woman, I gotta believe you.
Yeah, and the facts are, I mean, the only thing that's really damning to him is Kelsey's initial testimony and Meg's testimony, which Meg is not credible because she's been lying since day one, and Kelsey is not credible because she basically has immunity and can plead the fifth. So the two main witnesses that can really pin him down really don't have a case against him. It's just, their word against his, and there's not enough physical evidence to even really charge him for shit.
Exactly. And I think that with all this, after all this going on, I think that if I was him, I would be like, fuck it, I'm going back to Canada. I'm straight, you know, because he's popping, and like you said, he's independent and he's already blackballed from the industry, but like his numbers are going up, you know, like he created a dance like, you know, this earlier this year that's
Yeah.
still doing his thing. So I feel like he don't need the industry, and honestly, like he need to just stay in his lane because Megan, she's not talented, she can't rap, and she a big, you know, bulldozer type bitch. So I would stay away from her. You know?
Yeah, and her main like Party Fontaine is writing all her music, and if he feels a certain type of way about her sexual history, and obviously she lied to him, she the same lie that she told Gayle King is the same lie that she told her intimate partner, and that is the dagger that's the dagger in the heart of that man. I mean, you know, I'm gonna tell you what, when you're a man and you ask your woman, because you're trying to get her, women can't physically protect men, but they can protect the man's integrity and his image by being a good representation of him. And he probably asked her, May, I'm gonna ask you this one time, did you fuck Tory Lanez? And she said no. And the fact that it's coming out that she actually did, I mean, that's heartbreaking for a man. What do you
Exactly,
think?
exactly, and I think what makes it even worse is that not only did she fuck Tory Lanez, but she fucked Ben Simmons. She fucked the baby. She probably
Yes.
fucked Future. I mean, like, and I'm not even like, and this is what I'm coming to realize, not just about her, but like,
She fucked Wiz
most,
Khalifa.
yeah, most of
She was
these.
with G-Eazy too.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, I remember that. And she said they were just friends. They were walking.
Yeah, that was cap. They was all up on each other.
Yeah,
She done fucked a lot of niggas.
exactly. And I'm coming to believe now, like, just you know, it's at least it's seeming like I think that most of these you know, rappers and stuff that are women and stuff in the industry, I
Mm-hmm.
think that they're basically just prostitutes that, you know,
Oh yeah,
that
for
is just
sure.
out there. Like they have no,
100%.
they have literally no talent. And the biggest example of that, Megan is probably the most famous version of that. But I think
Mm-hmm.
somebody that's equal to that that has literally no talent either is
Young Miami.
Miss Mulatto. That's what I was gonna say.
Oh, mulatto. Oh yeah, no, of course. And she's up for a Grammy. And I mean, she was fucking 21 Savage. And then they asked 21 Savage if he was like, you know, single. And he basically said, yeah, he's single. He ain't got no bae or nothing like that. And she unfollowed him for that. And he was fucking her.
She ain't about to do shit. Cause
Yeah,
all
she
these
ain't going
women,
nowhere.
all these women, you know, like and I don't mean to like be hating on them, but like they basically like they say
Clout
they
chase.
bad bitches, they say they all this and that, right? But it's like you got a gallon of makeup on, you
Yeah.
got horsehair in your fucking hair and stuff. It's like how you got all this confidence, but you won't
Fake
walk
titties, fake ass.
exactly, but you won't walk outside natural. But like if you was a man or me, if we walk outside, you know, with all this stuff, like I'm 5'5", if I walk outside in 6-inch boots, they gonna look at me like I'm
Oh
stupid, right?
yeah.
But
Even if you wear the Balenciaga shoes, they're gonna be like, oh well, he's trying to overcompensate with
exactly,
expensive shoes that have 3 to 6 inch soles.
exactly. But they can wear, you know, a fucking weave and all that, and then I could say, oh well, I could say, all right, you look nice, but I would prefer you to be natural. This, and they gonna be like, why does it
Yeah.
matter? Why does it matter? You gay or something? It's like, nah, I just want a woman
See,
to be natural.
yeah,
I don't want that
exactly.
weave shit.
And that's why I mean, honey, if your hair is not longer than mine's, I can't even fuck with you.
I can't be
That's my
mad at you
thing.
for that because honestly, like when I see Weaver, that shit like make my shit soft. I'm like, what the fuck you
Yeah.
doing, bro? Like that shit ain't like honestly, like I feel like if you're gonna talk to a black women, you gotta get an African women or something like that. And when I see these hood rats like Megan Thee Stallion, you know,
Mm-hmm.
Miss Mulatto, Cardi
Sweetie.
B, I'm
Young
looking at them
Miami,
like
JT,
yeah, I'm looking at them like when I seen Young Miami say that shit.
Glorilla.
Yeah, when I see Diddy right paying Young Miami 200,000, I'm like, nigga, you're rich. Why are you messing with these hood rats? Like, what are you dealing with?
Exactly. I mean,
Like
he's
that
just
bitch,
doing that.
she looked like a dusty hoe from where I'm like I don't get it. Like she just got money, and the way she
Yeah.
talk is just like I want to throw a frying pan at that bitch.
Yeah, I think the thing is he's doing that because Young Miami is like putty in his hands. Like she will do whatever he wants her to do.
Yeah, but
anything.
he can get anything though. He could go to Dubai, and he could go to, I don't know, Brazil.
Yeah,
He
but
could
I
get
think
somebody that's gonna cooperate.
yeah, nah, for sure. But I think like when it comes to Diddy, like he likes the fact that she got a little mouth on her, she got a little attitude, and she's one of the top quote unquote female rappers, even though none of them are really selling albums, but she's one of the top female rappers, and I think he likes kind of like, oh yeah, I got one of the hottest bitches in the rap game. You know, I think he likes
Hmm.
that aspect
Hey,
of it.
did you you listen to Star, right? I remember I seen you on the show a
Yeah.
while ago. He said something. He said oh da da da. He said some that shit that box is trash. He said
He
because if
said
it was
what?
good, he was talking
Oh
about
yeah,
Young
the box.
Miami. He said yeah.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
said
the
the box
box.
is trash.
Yeah.
He said 'cause if it was good, you would have da da da.
He
You
would
would
have
have got
nutted in
pregnant.
her. Yeah, he would have got her pregnant.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, that's really what
Exactly.
it is. I mean, the Asian girl that he got pregnant is super hot, super hot. I mean, she cheated on her husband for him, which, she's a piece of shit, but I mean, she's fucking hot. So it's like, yeah, I mean, he put a baby in her. Young Miami's not that hot, and she's already got a kid with
I mean,
Southside on the track.
exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
that's how I be feeling. That's how I be feeling about like Megan Thee Stallion, who and what's her name? What's the other girl in the city girl, the dark skin one?
JT?
Yeah, when JT
Real
she
bad.
be well, she got big titties, but she ain't fine. She
Oh
ain't
no,
fine.
she's ugly as hell.
But
Yeah, I mean, she goes with Lil Uzi.
Lil Uzi's a fucking gremlin. Like
Yeah,
he's
Lil Uzi's
definition
like
of a gremlin.
weird as shit. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I'm saying like the fact that she has pictures where you can see her without makeup, and the fact that she still walks around with this fake confidence, like she a bad bitch, and that's another thing that connected
Oh
to this
yeah.
Megan Thee
Oh
Stallion
God.
thing.
Her without makeup is like Jesus Christ. It's
Exactly,
horrible. It's
and that's
horrible.
another thing that makes all this thing weird with like Megan Thee Stallion, all these people is that all these women they walk around like with these like with like this 2000 on 2000 ego, but it's like if your ego so high, all right, cool. Let's walk outside with no makeup. Let's just be natural. Let's see what it is. But they're not gonna do that. They're gonna say you hating, and it's like the difference between like you and me and like an average woman is that a guy he has to stand on his 2 feet. Like he has to actually be the best he can
Mm-hmm.
be.
Yeah.
A woman could be 500 pounds. It could be basic as hell. There's gonna be
Yeah.
10 niggas still trying to fuck.
Yep.
You know
You're
what I'm
absolutely
saying?
right.
And it don't make no sense to me. Like at the end at this point
No, it
though,
make no sense.
I'm really not understanding why any man, like I used to just think, oh, this is black women, but I'm really not understanding why any man in the Western world really would want to deal with women out here. Like, and when I hear niggas say like, oh well, it's just this group of women, it's just that. Yeah, it may be worse for black women, but I don't know why y'all would even want to be like, well, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go like. Nah, it don't matter if you go to New Orleans, you go to New York, you go Oakland, Atlanta. These women is all the same, bro. White women may be a little better, but they still American.
Yeah.
So
No, for sure, absolutely. Yeah,
I
I mean
think
it's definitely slim pickings out here. I
gotta
mean
go to the UK.
100%. 100%. I agree with you. Like I you know, I don't really know what to say because I'm outside and I see what there is. And even if you think that you're not getting a girl who is for the streets, for one, you never know. Look at Party Fontaine. You never know because he literally, in his mind, he believed that Meg was his and she was super hard to get because she made him wait. She made him jump through hula hoops. She made him do backflips to get the pussy. You see what I'm saying? So he's thinking that, oh, she's not easy. She's a bad bitch. She keeps it together. Meanwhile, she's a raging alcoholic. She's belligerent. She's a liar. And I mean, she lied to the man that she loves. That is a damning lie.
Not only that, Black Gen Z, like you got to think about it when before all of this transpired and before it came out that she was alcoholic. She also did her business partner wrong, the person that put her on. Like,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
just shows that you were a person of poor character and that you're not loyal. Like the person
Yeah.
that put you on, that put money up behind you when you didn't have
Yeah.
a name, you decided that you're gonna somehow try to void that contract, and then you're gonna put Jay-Z's lawyers on him.
Yeah.
Like you ain't popping right now. Like you popping because you're a sex symbol. That's it.
Exactly.
People wanna jack off to the top of you. That's
Right.
it.
Like, I mean, you're absolutely right. Like, nobody's listening to your music unless it comes with a music video.
It is,
So,
and it's like I wish like it's like all these like I just don't understand like the nigga that she with, you know, he think that, you know, oh yeah, she's just so, you know, she's just doing this for me. Look at how you dress, bro. Like look how she dressed, and I hate to say it like that, but if you gotta, if you want a woman to trust, she gotta dress conservatively. Like you damn near gotta go to the Middle East and get you a Muslim woman. I'm just keeping it saying. Real
yeah,
talk.
yeah. I
Like
mean, yeah, I definitely wouldn't pull from the crop of Meg the Stallion when it comes to a woman
they
that I'm
damn
actually
near
going to
be
take
naked.
seriously.
They damn near be butt ass naked every day.
Oh, yeah, or some of the women that defend her. Let's read some of these tweets. This is coming from Deanna, or I guess it's Diana. I don't fucking know. Anyways, the Tory Lanez / Meg the Stallion case is 100% an example of why so many women think it's pointless to report when harm is done to them. Celebrity or not, the responses and defenses are predictable. All internet gossip aside, someone shot Meg. She's not on trial here. But she is testifying on trial, and she's already lied multiple times. Also, that someone who shot Meg is looking like it was her best friend, not Tory. I think Day was disconnected, but we'll get him back. Guys, there's a poll.
Am I back?
There is a yeah, you're back. There is a poll, guys. There's a poll in the chat. Let me know who you think shot Meg the Stallion. Was it Tory Lanez or was it Kelsey? Was it Tory Lanez or was it Kelsey, guys? Let me know who you think shot Meg the Stallion. This comes from Tiff. She says, men want Tory Lanez to be innocent so bad so they can fulfill their, quote, bitches be lying fantasy, end quote, okay? Everyone I've seen say they're over Tory Lanez trial are people who have been trying to paint Megan as a liar. So now that facts are coming out, y'all want to backpedal like y'all don't care anymore. Anything to not believe a black woman. What? I don't get that take. I don't care if Megan slept with half of North America. Nobody has the right to shoot you. And I agree with that. You know, it doesn't matter who she slept with when it comes to if she was actually shot or not and by whom. The reality is it very much seems like they're lying about who actually shot him or shot her. And that is very interesting. So let's listen to this one from Mo again.
So Friday, this is the last day of the week of the first week of trial. There's going to be another week of trial next week. The government expected to rest their case on Monday. The big question.
And remember, Tory Lanez also did run down on Odysse Alsina and put the beats on him. So, you know, there is a history of aggression and violence and a firearm history. I don't want to take away from that, but at the same
States or in Canada, as far as like firearms.
So he was in possession of a firearm in Canada, which is illegal. So he had a case for that. And then in the States, he did run down on Odysse Alsina. And I think he might have been reprimanded for that as well because that footage got out. So, I mean, he does have a violent history. He seems to lose his temper. He is around a lot of firearms. I believe there was another instance where, was it him and Travis Scott got to fighting in a trailer?
Travis Scott. I don't recall that. Well, it doesn't sound out of the ordinary though, but I do remember him, you know.
Yeah. There we go. Travis Scott and Tory Lanez heated argument. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not saying that Tory Lanez is just like some great guy or anything. It definitely seems like he has a violent tendency.
He's Jamaican, so I mean, you know.
Yeah, we'll play this and then we'll get into Tory Lanez versus Travis Scott.
On my mind,
guys, hit the Cash App, hit the PayPal. This YouTube channel has been officially demonetized. YouTube does not want the truth to get out there. They don't want the realities of the community to have a light shed on them. But I am the light bringer.
In the mind of everybody in that courtroom, I'm sure everybody involved in this case, after this video, is going to be the big question on your mind. Where is Quan? Quan was the driver. He was the only adult in that room. At this point, you might be saying to yourself, I don't believe nothing that Meg says. I don't believe nothing that Kelsey says. You would believe what Quan says. Quan was not drunk.
So Quan is the driver.
Seems in the testimony that we've heard so far to be a very reasonable, responsible security guard. It was reported by the defense, I think 2 weeks ago, that they can't find Quan. They're looking for him. They want him to testify, to be a witness, but they can't find him. Maybe they have an ace in their hole. Maybe they find him. If he is found and if he testifies and if he sides with Tory, this is game over. So Friday, this is the...
Yeah, that could be the nail in the coffin. See, I believe the driver as well. If he comes out and says something. So this is just a little background on Tory Lanez potentially violent history. Tory Lanez and Travis Scott. See, I'm the type of nigga too, like, you're not gonna put your hands on my shoulder and you're not gonna get in my face like that. So Travis Scott is a better nigga than me. I don't think that he's really seen real violence except that time where 9 people died at his concert. But I don't think that he's actually like really had to put hands and feet on somebody in defense of his life.
Yeah.
You said what now?
You mean he ain't never seen like intentional violence? Like
yeah, because like there's no way I'm in a heated argument with somebody and they're gonna put their hands on my shoulder and I'm not going to fucking headbutt them.
I mean, you have to look at it from like this also. I don't know where you're from initially, but like Travis Scott he grew up well, he grew up good. He's not from the hood. Tory Lanez is from the hood. Tory Lanez, is from the project. So I mean, that makes a difference. So
yeah, I mean, I grew up, middle class and all that shit too, but I'm still like a trained fighter. I'm not gonna let you get that close to me if we're in a heated argument. But let's keep watching. So watch, hands on the shoulder right here, as you guys can see. I'll enlarge that for you. You can see his hands on his shoulder, which is, for me, that's fighting. I mean, you touched me. And this, what does this remind you of? This is reminiscent of the Takeoff situation. What happened to Takeoff could have easily happened here if a few of them niggas had a gun. Easily. This camera angle and people posted up and wading around back and forth watching an argument. This is very reminiscent of the Takeoff situation.
I tweeted, I said, yo, my nigga, you a legend for making this song. At the end of the day, nigga said I sound like something, my nigga. I said what I said. If you felt the way and you want to handle it the way you want to handle it, that's why we're here right now. So I'm saying, what do you want to do, bro? You want to do? No. Are we apologizing, or you want to shoot the fake, my niggas? I'm just trying. Everybody can get.
You heard him. He said, "Are you apologizing, or you want to shoot the fade?" It looks like Travis Scott turned his back on Tory Lanez, which is never a good idea.
Out of here, every single person can get out of here. Literally, every person can get out of here, and we can shoot the fade, my nigga. And we can get out. Niggas want to fight. Everybody just get out of here, my nigga. Let's just shoot the fade. Yo, it seems like you just trying to come at me, my nigga. I'm not for that, my nigga. I'm not for that.
Why is this nigga filming the sink? Niggas is fucking retarded.
I'm not for that, my nigga. We can shoot the fade right now.
So he took his shirt off. He done came out his shirt.
It's a man to man. It's a man to man, bro. I understand. It's the way the nigga.
So he went straight to shooting the fade.
Yo, let me holler at you, my nigga. It's like I understand what you're trying to do, but yo, my nigga, I ain't gonna be a man about the situation, bro. That don't make no sense. Yo. My understanding is you tweeted. I can't sound like somebody. Now, listen. This is the problem. This is the honest truth. The song that you wrote, he asked me 2014 to do a verse for you, bro. To do a hook for you. When you say that.
So basically, the argument was about a tweet. Travis Scott basically had a song that was written by Tory Lanez. He had a hook written by Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez, somebody said that, I guess they mentioned him on Twitter, said, "Oh, you sound like Travis Scott in this song," or whatever. And then Tory Lanez responded saying, "I can't sound like somebody that I wrote their music." So he's like, I can't sound like a nigga who I write for. I write his music. So how do I sound like him? If anything, he sounds like me because this is my music that he's, you know, singing or reciting. And Travis Scott retorts with, well, it's not necessarily your music, nigga. All you did was write one hook. So it's not like you're writing verses and all this type of shit. You wrote one hook, bro. That's what Travis Scott is saying. I believe. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, it sound like that situation based on what you just said. It sound like that was all caused by Tory Lanez just simply having an ego and
Yeah.
causing like you didn't need to say that, bro. Like if you working together, why you got to shit on him by saying like, oh, I did, even if you did write the whole song, y'all supposed to be bro. I mean, like even if it's
Yeah.
just business shit, like you don't
That's
need to
like
shit on
Quentin
him.
Miller. That's like Quentin
Yeah.
Miller coming out on the Drake shit.
Yeah, like that ain't the world's business. Like you don't need everybody don't need to know that. But I feel like he just wanna let people know like, yeah, bro, I did that. Like he like on some like I started you type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like he trying to like make it seem like if it wasn't for me, like, oh yeah, you wouldn't have this and that. But it's like I don't know. I don't get that though. I feel like he just be hating, but at the same time, like he be saying real shit, but like he a real like explosive, volatile type dude. Like he'll
Yeah.
get angry for nothing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Tory Lanez very talented. I mean, he writes a lot of music for a lot of these industry guys. You know, his talent is irrefutable. He's got bars. He can sing. I mean, he's a dynamic duo. He can do an R&B album or he can give you a lyrical album. So, you know, you got to respect the man's pen game for sure. But yeah, it looks like this is leaning in Tory's favor for sure. You got a lot of people responding. Tory only wiped his DNA off the gun. That's what y'all telling me, right? You can't really wipe your DNA. Huh?
You think he's gonna get deported back to Canada?
I mean, I don't think so, honestly. If he beats this, for sure.
I was gonna say it wouldn't make a difference because Canada isn't like it's not a bad country, but
Nah, I mean, if he did the crime in the U.S., then he's gonna do time here. But like, I really don't think if Tory wiped the gun off, that would mean that he would have had to wipe the gun off and then pass it to Kelsey, and now the gun is in Kelsey's hand, which doesn't make sense because both of them had gunshot residue. So to me, what makes sense is that she shot the gun and then she passed it to him. You see what I'm saying? I don't even think there was any type of wipe off. If anything, that's the only way that it could have happened, in my opinion.
They said that initially that Megan didn't even get shot; she just got grazed. So that should be so. I don't even know why this was even taken to trial because the graze is nothing. Like,
yeah, guys, hit the PayPal and the Cash App, and this. There's no more Super Trap. This is officially a demonetized stream. You see how they be having my shit at the bottom? Like, how is my shit at the bottom? When I started, when I started streaming before all these niggas tweeted.
You used to, bro. Like, I remember like 6 months ago, bro, you was getting like 150, 200 people in a live, and then like for some reason they fucked your shit up, and I'm like, I don't understand like what happened, bro. Like, because it don't make sense. Like, your channel or what you speaking on, you should at least have like, I would say like 30,000 subscribers, but
oh yeah, for sure. And they like let niggas like 1090 Jake go up, and I'm not hating on 1090 Jake and shit like that.
Talking about
But
is fucking, bro. Like just pure
exactly. Like he's more on the side of, I mean, he's more on the side, not saying promoting, but glorifying, you know, and I'm more on the side of, you know, don't get involved with this shit at all. And they basically demonetized my channel saying it was hate speech and I was inciting violence. How the fuck am I in? But my thing is, how the fuck am I inciting violence when my channel is literally about stopping the violence? My whole channel is literally about stopping the violence, and they said that I'm inciting violence. That makes no fucking sense.
I think it just means that like that level of insanity and stuff, because like the fact that they will allow, you know, drill artists to be on here and it'd be perfectly okay. They can talk about literal crimes of murdering people, this and that, which they're not lying about. They're not. It's not. They're literally talking about something they've done or a friend of theirs have done. It's not pretend. But yet you can talk about it and say you'll say it's like, oh, they're savages. They need to be in their cage, and they'll be like, you can't say that. That's
Yeah.
insightful. That's hateful. It's like, bro, that's a fucking. But if you said, oh well, you know, they grew up very harshly. They grew up in a bad environment. The lack of the fact that they didn't have a father caused them to be. They'll be like, you know what, Black Gen Z, that makes a lot of sense. We're gonna let you grow.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is just bullshit. You know, I all I can do is just do my best and try and, you know, work around the situation. Guys, I do need y'all support. We got Johnny Reb in the building.
So Johnny
Well, I was saying you need to plug that Locals because Locals isn't going to cancel you. Patreon may.
Yeah.
What is that?
I mean, I do
Locals
plug
is
Locals as well.
Locals is the site that Dave Rubin started, and it's actually linked with Rumble. And they're like Patreon, their creator site, but also you can do community posts like Twitter, or you can have lots of people posting things on there. And it's the only thing they don't allow is nudity.
Well, that's great.
Yeah. I mean, I got a Locals too.
You should.
I know. I sent you coins to sign up for 6 months.
Nice.
You should create a mailing list, Black Gen Z. That way, like, if your channel gets taken down, people just follow the new one.
Yeah. I be trying to post community posts, but like they be taking my
I
shit
know,
out.
like I used to be a subscriber, and then it just deleted, and I thought your channel got deleted, and I just Googled it, I just searching the thing to see if it was up again, and I guess it's still. I thought they took your channel down. I didn't even see they unsubscribed
Yeah.
me from the channel.
Yeah. I got 2 community guideline strikes right now, and they suspended my channel for 2 weeks. And during that time, the traffic to my channel was just non-existent. But yeah, shout out to my guy Rudy with the $20 PayPal. I appreciate that, brother. Supporting independent media like we should. But
You were
yeah,
talking about how the GSR might have gotten on his hand. All his hand had to do was be within like a 3-foot circle of where the gun was, and it could have gone off and gotten on his hand. He could have been trying to stop her from shooting and got on his hand.
Right, because the
Handing
gun
the gun
was
back is unlikely to get gunshot residue on his hand, except for certain areas where he might be holding it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because the weapon was found in the back seat, so I mean he was in the area, which would make sense. The passenger back seat, if I believe, like it was under the passenger front seat, rather. My bad, but like you could have access to it through the back seat.
Do you think the district attorney will, when I think it's very likely Tory Lanez will be found not guilty. When he does get found not guilty, do you think they will look to charge Megan?
No, I don't think they will. No, they won't charge her nor Kelsey, because Megan is a victim, quote unquote, in this situation.
Victim of lying.
She lied, but like allegedly she did get shot. So, and if Kelsey was a shooter, then Kelsey has immunity, so she's already good. She can't be prosecuted. And Meg was the victim, so she wouldn't be prosecuted. She would just, I guess they can't really tell if she's lying or not, because her statement or her side of the story kind of lines up with Kelsey's testimony to the police, her initial one that they just played in court today.
Yeah, that's some fuckery. I don't know. If that was that right there, that would make me want to quit the industry after that right there. That whole situation. They should bring in Kylie too. That's what I forgot.
Yeah. I'm not sure, but yeah, I definitely do think that they should. I thought that she was called as a witness, but I'm not sure if she's gonna testify now. But I guess like the timeline chronologically, it would have made sense that she already testified. So maybe they won't call her.
You know how much longer the trial is going on?
Let's see.
Because I'm hoping he gets acquitted by Christmas.
Yeah, I think it should wrap up within like early next week, honestly. Definitely early next week. So let's see. Yeah, man. It's not looking good, man. It's not looking good for Meg. Looks like she was full of cap. Full of cap. So anyways,
Looks like
y'all have any
Aka's
final
started.
thoughts?
Looks
You said
like
what now?
Aka's started, so I'm gonna head over there soon.
Okay, is he on YouTube or Rumble?
He's on Rumble.
Okay. All right, yeah,
I
I'm
think
gonna
he's
go over
still
there too.
suspended for another
Oh
few
shit.
days.
Yeah,
You
that's
got what?
bullshit.
Say it again.
It was a 2-week. I think he's still got a couple days left.
How the hell did he get suspended though? What did he do?
They went back some of his old videos like
Oh
4 months
yeah,
ago.
he did say that. Yeah, that's some bullshit.
Yeah, they be on some fuck shit, bro. I don't know, bro. They be on that
Yeah,
bullshit.
man. Yeah, man. They trying to get niggas the fuck up on out of here for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Go ahead.
Just one last. I was gonna say. I don't know what your traffic is on Twitter, but if you got like a sizable following on Twitter, I would suggest maybe doing something on there because you can say whatever you want.
Well, I'm live on Twitter right now.
Oh, you got Twitter Space? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I am live on Twitter, guys. Follow me on Twitter. I go live on Twitter every time I go live.
I
As you
retweeted
guys,
you. I retweeted
yeah,
your
my
bid.
live stream.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm live on Twitter, guys. As you can see, we lit. You can join the stream, retweet the live stream, and we can watch ourselves on Twitter through
I was
StreamYard.
trying to earlier. The reason I timed out because I tried to turn on the camera, but my shit wasn't working on here. I guess my phone. I'm using my phone this time, so it won't let me turn it on.
Oh no, you good. But any final thoughts on the trial day? Then Johnny Reb.
It's just kind of celebrity drama to me. I was just jumping on.
Yeah.
For the locals and for the GSR comment.
Okay, yeah, appreciate that, Johnny Reb, the certified expert in gunshot residue. Day, any last words?
I just want to say I hope Tory Lanez gets acquitted, and I hope we start putting our foot on on Megan Thee Stallion's neck, and I hope that bitch go broke.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, that is it. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, I appreciate you guys for joining the stream, and we are out of here. Great stream, guys. Very informative. Let me know what you guys think. Did you vote on the poll? Okay. The question was, do you think Tory Lanez shot Meg or Kelsey shot Meg? And there are 13 votes. 85% are saying Kelsey shot Meg. So, yeah, it's not looking good for Megan Thee Stallion's initial testimony and her sticking it to Tory. So, very messy situation. But, guys, you already know what it is. It's your boy, Black Gen Z Mindset, a.k.a. BGZM News 17, a.k.a. Janquavius Jackson. And y'all already know where to find me. We're going to send it to Janquavius to take us away. Hit the GoFundMe, the locals, the Rumble, cop the merch, hit the PayPal, hit the Cash App, support the channel. This stream is officially demonetized because YouTube does not want the truth to get out on the root causes of crime in the community. Appreciate everybody for joining the stream. Peace.
Yo, what's good, BGZM News 17 family? I'm at the corner of Jesse Jackson and Marcus Garvey, and I got some bad news for you. As you can see, I lost my job. I'm out here living in cardboard boxes outside of boarded up vacant homes. YouTube said I'm done getting money out here in these streets. They even took my funky ass suit. So anything right now would help. So go ahead and hit that Cash App, hit that PayPal, hit that GoFundMe. Hell, cop the merch. Or if you want to make the long-term commitment to the Jinquavius Jackson Fund, join the Patreon so that I can continue to put out top-notch content each and every day. Also, check out the Rumble, where there is absolutely no censorship. Link in the description box below.
Hey, yo, ain't that nigga Jinquavius? Yo, I recognize.
No, that's not me no more.
Hey, yo, run your pocket.
Y'all killing me with this shit.
Do the opposite of Antonio Brown and take
What
all your
more
shit
do
off.
you want from me?
Oh, look at Daddy.
He's not my dad, Mom.
Really, Ava?
He's not. My dad's in jail and I miss him.
Gang violence and other kind of violence. So it is what it is.